Hello and good morning. Welcome back to another vlog. I just finished feeding Alice. We are cozied up in my recliner chair doing some skin to skin. And I thought today would be a good time to pick the camera back up and update you guys. I am now 13 days postpartum, so tomorrow it will have been 2 weeks since I gave birth. And things have been going really, really well. I feel like both in terms of my recovery and like our whole family adjusting to having a newborn and Alice being here, like everything has been really good. I think a huge part of that has been Steven's paternity leave. Like just having him here and home all the time. It's been so nice to have like all that time with the four of us, like as a family of four, and him really taking the lead on caring for Grace so I can focus on feeding Alice and taking care of her. I feel like it's been a good balance of like divide and conquer, but also like having so much time together as a family, which Grace thinks is so fun. Like she thinks it's so cool that Steven's home all the time and that we're not working. And like most of my day is sitting in this chair with Alice on my chest, watching Steven and Grace play right here on the playmat. So it's been nice that we get to be together so much. And Grace just loves being involved with taking care of Alice. And when I'm feeding her, she loves to like come up right here and put her head on my shoulder and stroke Alice's hair and talk to her and sing to her. Speaking of Grace and Steven, they are not home right now. It's just me and Alice because Grace has her parent and me class today, which I've been taking her to for like a year and a half almost. And Steven has never gotten to take her because it's during the week. But now he is taking her because he's on paternity leave and I'm here with Alice. So Grace thought that was like super fun and cool that dad gets to come to school with her. So they'll be heading back in a little bit. I'm excited to see them. But it has been nice just to have some quiet time this morning. Been watching some TV. I am just about to finish the show Pachinko, which if you remember from a previous vlog, that is the book that I picked for my book club. And I finished it a couple days ago and it was phenomenal, like 5 stars, one of the best books I've ever read. Absolutely had me just like sobbing and feeling so much for these characters and so invested. Highly, highly recommend. And there's a TV show of it on Apple TV. So of course, as soon as I finished the book, I started the show. And I have 1 episode left. So I want to watch that now while there's a quiet house because it's in Japanese and Korean. So I'm like reading the subtitles, which for me, like I'm already a subtitles girly, so I do not mind, but I definitely do have to pay a little bit more attention. So I think now is the perfect time. I'm gonna turn that on, enjoy some cuddles with my cutie little girl. And I think when I finish this, I'm gonna put Alice in the snoo to continue her nap, and I wanna take a shower, wash my hair today. All right, I am clean and showered and dressed in some new clean clothes. Kind of loungewear, pajamas, but pants now, which is an update. Because at first after the C-section, it's a lot more comfortable just to be in like the loosest, most baggy kind of pajama dresses. But now I really don't have much pain at all in like my abdomen, on my incision. So it's perfectly comfortable to wear loose, comfy lounge pants like this. And I have also graduated to wearing real underwear now. I mean, it's like the super high-waisted, like postpartum underwear, but real underwear, not the mesh stuff from the hospital. So we are moving on up. It feels kind of pointless to put on an actual shirt at home because I'm breastfeeding so often and I can just clip this down at a moment's notice and be ready to go. So this is as dressed as I'm getting. Pants are from Stork, and then my nursing bra is Motherhood Maternity, I think. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description. But I actually didn't buy any new nursing bras this time. Everything I had, I saved from when I was breastfeeding Grace. I found some really good nursing bras then, so I'm sticking with those. These ones are like the clip downs. And then I also really love from Kindred Bravely these like kind of wrap front ones, especially for sleep. These are really comfortable. These ones are really comfortable too, but they're more supportive, so I like them more for the daytime. They still don't have any underwire or anything, so they are pretty comfortable, but not like quite as comfortable as the Kindred Bravely ones, so I usually choose those ones for nighttime. Alice is still asleep, and she's not due to feed again for probably like another hour or so. It's been like an hour and a half
since the last feed, and I'm breastfeeding on demand. So like whenever she's, you know, showing the hunger cues, but oh, I just heard the garage. I think Steven and Grace are home. We'll go say hi to them. Yay, I'm excited. Perfect timing. I got my shower, watched my show, got in all the baby cuddles. She is peaceful in her snoo. Hello! How was school? Yay!
I'm gonna go check the mail. Do you want to stay with mommy and baby, or do you want to come with me?
Baby.
Okay, let's go.
Baby.
Bye.
Down to soon.
Bye. Enjoy checking the mail. So breastfeeding has just been really effortless this time around, which wasn't my experience when I was breastfeeding Grace. It just never really came naturally. Like we had to use nipple shields and it was really difficult to get her to latch and there were weight issues. And I was really hopeful that this time around I would be able to actually enjoy breastfeeding more and have the experience that I've heard people say of like, you know, breastfeeding is convenient. It's bonding, and I feel like it's one of those things where when it works, it works. And this time around, it has definitely been working, and I think that's also a big part of what's made my postpartum experience the past 2 weeks a lot easier. Is, you know, feeding your child and being their only source of nutrition can be a lot of pressure, and this time around, that pressure has been so much lighter, and it's just been so easy and honestly kind of like relaxing at times. Really, the only hard part about it has been, you know, the night feeds and lack of sleep. But when I'm like super tired and I'm up in the middle of the night feeding her, I just remind myself that like this is such a short amount of time that we'll be in this stage, and this is all I have to do right now is just focus on being a parent and feeding her. And I'm gonna feel tired a lot of the time, but there's also something kind of like special about it. And I saw this TikTok a couple days ago that was like, if you're up in the middle of the night feeding your baby and feeling lonely, remember how many other parents are up right now doing the exact same thing. And I was like, wow, I never thought about it like that. And it is that kind of like universal experience for breastfeeding parents and just parents in general. Like if you're up in the middle of the night breastfeeding or giving them a bottle, you might be alone in that moment with your baby, but there are so many other people going through the exact same thing and getting through it. Bella, she's eating Bruiser's food. Come here, Belle. So yeah, I'd say this time around, I'm like genuinely enjoying breastfeeding, and I'm hoping to be able to exclusively breastfeed for a while. We bought formula beforehand in case we needed it, so we have that, but we haven't needed it. We haven't introduced a bottle yet, but eventually we will. So I've been pumping once a day right after a feed just to build up a little bit of a freezer stash and ramp up my supply a little bit. I feel like my supply's been good. I think because I had supply issues when I was breastfeeding Grace, I've been trying to be like pretty proactive about it, but it's also that balance of like, I don't wanna have too much of an oversupply and then become engorged and be dealing with all the issues that come with that. So I've just been pumping once a day for 10 minutes right after a feed. That way I'm also not like taking any milk out. Hello, Bruiser. Taking milk out from a feed that she's gonna do, if that makes sense. So I've only been getting like 1.5 to 3.5 ounces per pump, but doing that once a day, every day for like a week now, I have like a little over 20 ounces in the freezer, so we're doing good. I haven't even used my like breastfeeding pillow this time, which last time was like my lifeline, but we just get so comfortable so easily, it's not really needed. And Bruiser loves to come sit on this chair with me when I'm feeding Alice. It's funny, Bruiser was like this with Grace too. When she was a newborn, Bruiser was like always glued right next to me and Grace. And Bella was like pretty indifferent. And then as Grace got older, Bruiser's like, I'm gonna keep my distance. Toddlers are kind of a lot. And Bella's like, oh my gosh, my new best friend. So it's funny because now in this stage, Bruiser is like Alice's little buddy and Bella is Grace's BFF. So we got 2 dogs, 2 girls, perfect match. Oh, I did not put a breast pad in because I just got changed and I am leaking out the other side. So, all right, we're good. I have my breastfeeding cart right here with like all those things that I need. So that's been really nice and convenient just to have anything that I could need for breastfeeding all within my reach without me having to move. And Steven's been keeping that stocked for me. So every day he kind of goes in and refreshes everything, and he's been super on top of the laundry. And there they are.
I'll open her mouth.
Yeah, she's looking. She's like, ooh,
I really like your dress. Is that true, Alice?
I can't hop yet.
What? She can't?
No. I'm happy to see you.
While Steven and Grace are chilling with Alice, I am gonna do my pump. Gotta grab the nipple butter. Breastfeeding and especially pumping this stuff is like essential for me. But all right, let's see how much we got in the pump. 2 ounces. Write that on the bag. And into the freezer stash. Steven is getting Grace down for her nap. I am just enjoying all of these cuddles with Alice. Truly, just like newborn bliss. These moments, I'm like, oh, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe how lucky I am. I just love her so, so much. And it's like a hormonal flood sometimes. I am just gonna have Alice sleep right here on my chest. Which is how she does most of her naps during the day. At night, she sleeps in the snoo, the bassinet in our room, and I try to do at least like 1 nap a day with her in that, so she stays like accustomed to it. And then sometimes during that time, I'll nap, or like today, I took a shower, get a little bit of me time, but mostly I just want her right here, all cuddled up, the absolute best. I love you so much. I do. So I'm just gonna soak this in for a while. And then I have my Kindle over here, and at some point I'm gonna start a new book today. I've been on the hold list on Libby for a while for this book called In Another Life. I think that's what it's called, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I saw it just became available, so I'm thinking I'm gonna start that today. I've been doing a lot of reading postpartum because it's just like the perfect chill, relaxing activity to do while I'm curled up with baby. So yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting right here for the foreseeable future. Hello! It is almost 9 p.m. Steven is getting Grace ready for bed. I'm about to do Alice's last feed before we go to bed. Drinking some water, which this is probably my 9 millionth cup of water today. Usually I drink from my Stanley cup, but it's in the wash right now. And even that, I feel like I'm filling up so much throughout the day. Breastfeeding just makes me so thirsty because obviously there's a lot of fluid being lost, a lot of extra hydration is needed. So I'm trying to make sure to stay on top of that. I also was so hungry at the beginning. I feel like my hunger has kind of adjusted now, but the first 4 or 5 days postpartum, I was like ravenous. The thirst is still very present. We had a very nice afternoon and evening. We have a meal train going on right now that my sister-in-law set up for us. So tonight our friends Shannon and Brandon brought us dinner. They brought grilled cheese and tomato soup that was so delicious. The meal train has been like the biggest blessing, like having fresh meals every night and getting to see our family and friends who pop in. It's been so wonderful. So we've had dinner taken care of every night, and then we usually have leftovers too. So between the leftovers and our factor meals, we've had pretty much all of our lunches covered too. So we really haven't had to cook much. All right, I'm gonna go feed Alice and then try to get to bed as quick as I can so I can try to capitalize on sleep between these feeding windows. It is 6 a.m. and I think I just had the best night of sleep yet. It's technically not even really done because I'm gonna go back to sleep after this feed, see if I can get another couple hours. But yeah, that was a really good night. Steven and Grace are still asleep and we'll probably be back to sleep when they wake up. So all of our paths probably won't cross until like 10 a.m. or so. And Steven does a really good job of
keeping her from waking us up in the morning and keeping her out of our bedroom, which is not an easy task because when she wakes up, the first thing she wants to do is see her baby sister. But he's been super on top of that so that I can maximize my sleep, and it is so appreciated. And I've been doing the night feeds solo so that Steven can maximize his sleep and be energized and ready to keep up with a toddler all day. So yeah, I'm gonna finish feeding her here and try to get back to sleep, and then after that it'll be time to actually start the day, wake up.
All right, so I did not end up going back to sleep. It's like 8 a.m. now, and I am getting ready for the day. I just scrolled on my phone for a little bit too long, and then before I knew it, it was like almost 8, and I was finally about to actually go to sleep, and then I was like, oh wait, we have Alice's 2-week appointment today at the pediatrician. We have to leave for that at 9, so it does not really make sense to go back to sleep anymore. I want to get myself minorly ready. Gotta pack a little diaper bag for Alice. I want to feed her again before we go. So we are up for the day. All right, I'm dressed, making myself a cappuccino. I'm gonna have some of this leftover hash brown casserole for breakfast and a protein shake. Okay, I think this is where I'm gonna leave things off for today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see ya when I see ya. Bye.